Ready?
Yeah.
Let's go. Hi guys, welcome back to Plastic Paddy's podcast.
Woo.
And we are on, can you believe it? Dun, 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 episode 5. High five. We're 5 episodes in, gang. This is very exciting.
Yeah.
We're still going. We've still got things to talk about. We've still got content.
We're excited. We're planned.
We've got a
We're
lot of
ready.
stuff coming, you know. Thank you to everybody who has followed us on social media. We've got more social media followers now. 70 followers on Instagram.
Yep.
35 followers on TikTok.
25 downloads on Spotify.
Yeah, we've got 25 downloads on our podcast.
Which I feel
is
like
crazy.
the last time we were filming, we were like, we got 10.
Yeah, and that was a week ago.
Yeah.
So we've already like doubled.
Well.
Which is so good. Well done. Well done you. Well done me. Well
Yeah,
done
well done
everyone.
everybody.
Yeah, thank you so much. And I'm not being silly.
Facetious,
I really do appreciate it.
Yeah,
It's amazing.
I know, we're not trying to be like 25. We're literally like,
Yeah, we're not being sarcastic. Yeah, for real. We're hoping one day that this is going to be our job. So
yeah, I would love that. We would love that.
yeah, we would 100%. And there was something else that I wanted to mention before we got started.
Well, you didn't say Cade Mila Fulcher.
Oh, Kate Mila Fulcher.
Yeah,
to you
it was a
all.
weird
Of
intro
course,
without
I
it.
forgot. And I'm still going on Duolingo, guys. This one, she's still doing it, but it's.
I am. Listen, I'm just at capacity with life right now.
She has a very grown-up job, so yeah.
Yeah.
I not so much.
So it's on the back burner, but that's just because my brain cells are literally like,
On the point of breaking.
yeah.
But yeah, what are we talking about today, Shauna? Tell
Great
us.
question. We're talking about Hiberno English, which is great because this is not something I know about
Okay.
besides the show notes.
you're
So I'm
gonna
excited to learn. It's not even a
Yeah.
phrase I heard until we started talking about like the language topic in the episodes we wanted to film.
Yeah,
So, but before we do that, we're going to give you a weekly recap.
we are. We're going to do our usual catch up on our week, and we've got a lot to catch up on this week, guys.
It's been a big old week.
Where have you been?
Sweden, Denmark, and Norway.
She's been in Scandinavia. I was going to try and do a Scandinavian accent, there, but probably.
That's all I think about is.
I probably shouldn't do that. From Frozen.
Yeah.
Yoo-hoo! That's so funny. So you went to where? Sweden, Norway, Denmark.
Yeah.
How was it?
Um,
You've been to all those places before, right?
No, I've been to Sweden when I was on exchange there in high school.
Shauna was an exchange student in Sweden. That is
Yeah.
very random. I don't know why.
With cadets.
She was also in Navy Cadets.
Sea cadets.
Sea Cadets.
Listen, I got to drive a submarine and live in Sweden, so I have no complaints.
Yeah. So you lived there for a little while.
Yeah. So Sweden I've been to before, but I hadn't really spent any time in Stockholm, so we went to Stockholm and Sweden, and then it was literally planes, trains, and automobiles.
Oh really? You just travelled so much.
Yeah, and then we took a bus.
How long?
Oh, like 7 hours. It actually wasn't that bad.
Okay, fine.
It was like it was clean, it was spacious, it was
Yeah.
great. So we took a bus from Stockholm to Oslo in Norway, and everybody talked so much trash about Oslo, being like, "There's nothing to do. The city's not very nice." It was my favorite place we went to.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Was it lovely?
I would 100% go back in a heartbeat, and I recommend anybody go there. We did so much. If you want recommendations, let us know, and I will list them for you.
We'll stick some recommendations in the
We'll pop them on the or you can
put
do
them
your
on the
little
screen. Yeah, she can tell me some cool places and I'll put them on the
Yeah.
screen because I am a editor now,
Okay.
guys.
So then we went to Oslo, and then we took the train up to Bergen, the fjords, which your brother
Was it amazing?
was like, "Oh, do all these things," and his suggestions were
Yeah.
great,
Oh, good.
and it was amazing. And then we took the night train back to Oslo, which was wild, and then we took the ferry from Oslo to Copenhagen.
But you've been to Copenhagen before, right?
Yeah, but I went this time, and I did entirely different things.
Nice.
So again, I would say Copenhagen is
Good place to
yeah. So I've been to Iceland, Denmark, Norway, Sweden, and now I just need to go to Finland.
Finland, and she's done Scandinavia. Tick tick. I've only been to Iceland out of those countries. I don't know why, but Scandinavia's never been high on my list, really. I think it's because I associate it with being very cold.
I was just gonna say I was very cold.
Yeah.
And it snowed in Stockholm, and not just like snowed, like snow.
Snow.
But they have this great thing called fika, which is like just their excuse to go eat a cinnamon roll and a coffee.
It's like their little routine that it's like a little moment.
Every time I just like
fika.
looked to my friend and I was like, should we get fika? Be like the Swedish.
That's so
and I'm sure they
cute.
have it in every Scandinavian country.
Yeah.
But I just remember the name from Sweden. So
fika.
yeah. And now I'm back to reality.
Back to life. Back to reality. Yeah, we have to sing about it, otherwise we
just
cry.
Right. What did you? Yeah. Well, side note, Scandinavia wasn't high on my list either, but I want to do 30 countries before 30. Well, 30 countries between 25 and 30.
Okay.
And I'm at 17. And Scandinavia was
Nice.
just like a good way to be like, bam, bam, bam.
Yeah. I would like to go, I think, to Norway, after my brother went. My brother is a singer, and he did a cruise in Norway, and I saw his pictures look unreal, and now you've said it's good, so I feel like it's on my list.
Yeah.
And Iceland was
don't go
amazing.
go in the summer.
In the summer, I will definitely. I'm not. This is bad enough in winter. I'm definitely not going to an even colder country. No. Thank you. And what did I do with my week this week? I had a busy week this week, gang. I went to the London Irish Centre.
Multiple times. You were.
I went
biggest fan this week
to watch an open mic. They had an open mic night. It was called O'Doon's Open Mic, hosted by this amazing girl. And it was so good. There was this guy that had never written. I think he'd never publicly spoken before. He'd never read any of his stuff in front of anybody. It was his first time, and he was unbelievable. His poem was amazing.
Really?
It was so
Do you remember
good.
his name?
I don't remember his name, unfortunately, but
she'll ding it up here if she can remember.
Yeah,
it.
I'll put it flash on the screen.
Wow, good for him
It
for
was
having
so
the courage
good.
to do that.
Yeah, Patricia read one of her poems.
Love it, Patricia.
Our very own Patricia. And I also went to watch the open mic at the London Irish Centre. What else did I do?
The dance thing.
What dance thing?
On a stage. It was definitely not a London Irish Centre.
Oh no, I didn't go to a dance thing. I went to watch a play.
A play.
I went to the National Theatre, which is amazing, and anybody that lives in London, please go to the National Theatre. It's affordable. They have amazing shows on there. Go. And I went to watch an Irish play called Dancing at Lunasa.
There was dancing somewhere.
It's called Dancing at Lunasa.
And the lady from Dairy Girls was in it, no?
Yeah, there was a big famous cast actually.
Yeah.
So the
nun from Dairy Girls.
Yeah, Siobhan Sweeney, McSweeney or Sweeney, I can't remember, but she was in it. It's anybody that's Irish who's watching this might already know what Dancing at Lunasa is. It's been a film. I think it was originally written as a play, but it's also been a film. And I went to watch this version of the play. Siobhan Sweeney was in it. I cannot remember her name. Let's look it up, because there was another Derry Girls actress in it.
Louisa
Harland, who plays Orla in Derry Girls, was in it. And do you know what Father Ted is?
Yes.
So Dougal, from the guy that plays Dougal in Father Ted, was also in it. Let's find out his name. I can never ever remember his name. It's Ardal O'Hanlon, very famous Irish actor, very well known in Britain because of the Father Ted series. He was in it, and it was unreal.
Wow, that is a big star-studded cast. I feel like
it was
That's
amazing,
awesome.
and the set was phenomenal. It was so good. I wish you could have come, to be honest.
I know, but I was away.
But we will.
But we have a drag show
this week,
the London Irish Centre this week. Big fans of the London Irish Centre. They just always have such cool events on.
They do. They have
like,
such
really
good stuff on. And it's such good.
What is it? Please look up what the show is called this weekend, because
it's called Reeling in the Quiz.
Yes, I'm so excited. It looks so good.
It looks so fun. I can't wait.
So they're all Irish drag queens.
Yes.
And we'll let you know next week.
Yeah, we'll let you know how it goes. I'm sure it's going to be phenomenal.
Yeah.
And then what else did we do in the week? Yesterday that we recorded.
I was going to say we have a very exciting Therapy Thursday episode coming.
2 weeks.
I'm sure, in 2 weeks. 2 weeks. We're going to do it once a month for now.
Yeah,
see how it goes. But I love all things manifestation and mindfulness, which is ironic because the way my life is right now. But I really believe in it. I think it's such an important part of life, and so I'm excited.
That's what we're going to be talking about.
And it went so well.
We think it went really well,
Patricia
guys.
is the nicest Irish host ever. She made us Irish soda bread and Irish stew, and
I had a little drop of Baileys.
What did she call the potatoes? Colcannon.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't drink right now. But yeah, it was so good, and it was just so I feel like it flowed, and
yeah, I think it went really well. We had a lot of fun doing it. The topic is Irish identity, and that's, I think, going to continue to be the topic throughout these discussions, not exclusively.
Yeah,
but it feels like a good talking subject.
Yeah, it feels like a good talking point to come up. And we said this in the episode, but we would love to get everybody involved. Not everybody involved, but as many people as possible.
Yeah, absolutely.
And so if people have questions or kind of like agony aunt, because Patricia is a mental fitness coach, so we can also chime in, but you would have a professional answering your questions if you have something that you want to ask, or if you just want to chime in and be like, yeah, I feel like I'm a plastic patty because whatever. So
yeah, we'd really want you guys to start being more interactive with us on social media. But to be fair, I think we could probably do more in the way of putting out question boxes and stuff.
Oh yeah.
So we'll probably start doing that, giving you guys
two-way street.
Yeah, exactly. we should probably start putting some questions out for you guys, question boxes out for you guys to ask us stuff.
Yeah.
And yeah, come and speak to us. It will be so much fun. And there was one more thing that I wanted to say, and I can't remember what it was. So we went to Patricia's yesterday, like we said, to film. Shauna left earlier than I did, but I stayed, and Patricia watched the film on Carleen Kewen.
Really? Was it good?
It was unreal.
Really?
So
I'll have to watch it.
You should watch it. Anyone that doesn't know, on Carleen Kewen is an Irish film spoken in the Irish language.
Also, her Irish is... I know she keeps being like, yeah, I can't really speak it.
She doesn't have that much.
Yeah, but she whips it out all the time.
She does indeed. But the film is in Irish. It's shot stunning scenes. And it's just a lovely, really beautiful story. And it's so it just gives such a look into...
What's it about? Or is that I
don't want to go into too much detail and give it away because you should watch it. But I will just say, so it's about a young girl who is from the Irish countryside in the kind of 70s.
Okay.
And she comes from a poor family. She goes to live with some other people, and it's just the story of them sort of taking care of her. It really gives you an insight into what it would be like to have been in Ireland during that time, and the mentality of the people in terms of showing affection and how they show love, and the sort of the internal battle that Irish people, I'm sure people of a certain generation even till this day, still have within themselves of showing love. But it's beautiful. It's absolutely gorgeous film. Yeah. Anybody listening, please go and watch on Carleen Kewen. It's lovely.
Where can they watch it?
Say that again.
Where can they watch it?
Oh, it's on it's been out in the cinemas, but it's all on Amazon.
Okay.
You have to buy it. I don't think it's on Netflix yet or anything. But yeah, do go and watch it. I recommend highly. We're going to start a new little segment. Thank you very much.
So
Irish.
Insert jingle here.
Yeah, we're going to try and do another jingle. It's Irish news story of the week. So we do.
Listen, this might be my favorite news story in this month.
Okay, so
I'm a sucker for the dogs.
Yeah. So Irish news story of the week. That's our new segment, and this week I think it's very appropriate considering
it's so intense.
Considering that we are
Plastic Paddies,
the Plastic Paddies podcast, and this week POTUS himself, Joe Biden, has visited the island of Ireland, and he also is a plastic paddy. He has been all over Ireland this week.
Not only did he visit Ireland, he visited the president's dog.
He visited Michael Higgins, yeah.
And
what is the president of Ireland's? Anyone that knows this, can you tell us what the president of Ireland's house is called? Oh, we could look it up. But because it's not.
But also let us know.
It's not obviously. I want to say the White House. That's just what I'm so used to saying.
Dog.
It's
And just an icon.
Irish president's house.
I love how dog is the first thing to come up.
So,
Aras an.
it's in Irish, and I'm not going to attempt to say it.
I'm going to give it a shot.
Go
Please
on.
don't rip me apart. Aras, but there's a fada on the a, so I don't know. Aras an. Oka ta
Ron.
Okataran.
Aras.
Aras.
Octaron.
She's going to insert it here. Please let me know how to say it.
Yes. If anybody can tell us how to say it phonetically, that would be very
phenomenal. We give it a shot. That's okay.
helpful.
Can you please Google the dog's name? She's also going to put a picture of the dog on the screen. So many editing notes, but like, he's just so cute. He's your big Bernese mountain doggo.
Oh, I think they've also got Irish names, the dogs. He's a Bernese.
Yeah.
And his name is...
Oh, yeah.
Brod, and Mishnach. I think. I'm sorry,
No, I'm pretty
guys.
sure Mishnach is the name I heard of the dog on TikTok.
Anyway, Joe Biden has been visiting Ireland. I think let's see what his Irish ancestry is. Apparently he's 62.5% Irish, but whatever, percentages aren't that important. But my question, or my main perusing of the week, considering that he's been in Ireland, he's been in County Mayo, in Ballina, which is, I think, the home of his ancestors. I think he can trace his family back to there. But I have to ask you guys, all Irish people, make your mind up, because it feels like sometimes when people claim their Irishness, you say, no, especially Irish Americans.
Yeah.
You shut them down. It's like, no, but bloody Joe Biden.
Listen.
Bring out the flags.
Who doesn't love a bit of Joe Biden, though?
I mean, I don't like any American president, to be honest with you.
Yeah, but if you're going to pick one, might as well be Joe Biden. And he has a dog named Ranger. Listen.
If all it takes for you to like somebody...
No, because I think most of the presidents have had a dog, but his is a rescue dog. It's really well trained, and he's just... Listen, I'm not a fan of American presidents either, but he just seems like a decent egg. A good little egg.
I mean, I wouldn't agree. You can't say to individual people who have no political influence or power, you're not Irish. You can't be jumping down their throats and taking something away from them that they're trying to connect to. And I get why you do it, because they're quite annoying, fine. But then be stood in the bloody street waving the President of the United States like he's the best thing since sliced bread. So I'm going to put a question out there and ask you, why is that? Why do you think? And I use Joe Biden as an example, but there are many examples of this. There are many, many examples of Irish people really praising and reveling public figures. Yeah, like.
But I wouldn't say
famous
all
people
of them.
Got Irish heritage would say, "Oh, he's a good Irish man," or he's got good Irish blood.
Yeah, I would say most of them, but not all of them. So I wonder how that, and what makes them be like, yeah, all right.
My question is, why do you do that to some people and then some people don't get the chance to, they get shut down straight away? So if anybody would like to answer that question.
Why not just be like, to everybody, or welcome to everybody? Or
welcome to everybody, or everybody you don't get to. It feels very like picky and choosy. Like you can, but you can't. And the people that can seem to be the people that are rich and famous. And,
I wonder if there's a rich and famous person, though, that's like, I'm Irish. And they're like, no, you're not.
Maybe.
That would just be interesting. If you know of somebody like that where they claim to be, Irish, and you'd be like, no.
No, you're not. I wonder who. I bet it's somebody that is English, like somebody that's been raised in England or was born in England or whatever. They would say, no, you don't get to. But yeah, it's just funny how I feel like people sort of pick and choose who can be Irish and who can't be Irish.
Yeah, it's a good question. Let us know.
Yeah, please do comment, tell us whatever. Yeah, so that was Irish News Story of the Week. There's going to be a better jingle than that, I promise. That won't be it. Okay, what are we talking about today? We've told you already. It is, what is it, Shauna?
Hiberno English, because we spun our wheel and it landed on language. And this is our last language episode. Not that we can't revisit this topic, but for now it's our last language episode. And then we'll spin the wheel again at the end of this episode. But Today we're going to talk about Hiberno English. So, Caitlin,
Hiberno.
what is Hiberno English?
Hiberno English is just Irish English. It's the version of English that they speak in Ireland. And the reason it is called Hiberno English, I think, well, this is a really interesting fact, and I didn't know this before I was researching for this episode. It's called that because the Romans referred to the island of Ireland as Hibernia. It basically comes from the Greeks, and the Latin word has been altered from a Greek word, basically. But yeah, Hiberno English is Irish English. When we start to talk about them, and you will know straight away. Like,
I'll recognize it.
Things, yeah, you will know.
I do have a follow-up question for you before we get going. Is Hiberno English only spoken in Ireland?
Do you know what? Funnily enough, it's not. I think I would go as far as to say, I think they also speak it in Scotland. They have similar.
So is it called Hiberno English with like Celtic and English, or?
I don't know. I think it's only recognised as Hiberno English on the island of Ireland.
Okay.
And there's no, what I'm saying when I say they speak it in Scotland and they also speak it in the north of England, that there's no scientific fact behind what I'm saying. I'm just saying this as a person that lives on the island of Britain, and I know how people talk here. So I hear this all the time. So I know for a fact they speak I don't know if you would even call it Hiberno English, but similarly they have very
maybe the same language family.
They have very similar characteristics in the north of England and also in Scotland. So yes and no, I suppose. I don't know. Yeah,
maybe it's called something else. And if you know, let us know. But okay.
If you know what that type of English is called, that what they speak in Scotland or even in the north of England, please do let us know, because I'm not sure. But I'm almost certain it's
Hiberno English.
Yeah, I don't know. It must be. So I'm going to give you some examples of Hiberno English, and you will know straight away. So you would know, like, if somebody's just done something, if an Irish person has just done something and they say, "Oh, I'm after doing this," that's a very strong example of Hiberno English. I feel like I hear it all the time. It just means that you've already done something. So they would say, "I'm after getting my hair cut," means I've just done a haircut.
Oh.
Or I'm after seeing
blah blah blah
down the road. Like, I've just come from his house, or I've just been to see him.
Okay.
And there's I can't remember the full explanation behind it, but that is to do with, it's like a leftover from the Irish language, because of the syntax of the Irish language, the way the sentence is structured. They've now carried that over into English, and they would say, "I'm after doing this," and I love when they say that. Like, I'm after getting a haircut, or I'm after doing this.
Oh.
Yeah, it gives me.
What's another example then?
So it is. So that's like, if you say a statement, you would say "so it is" afterwards, and I don't know why. If anybody knows the reason why that is.
Yeah, so like when they're like, "The sky is blue, so it is."
Yeah, or it's raining, so it is.
Oh, I love when they go, "So it is." Yeah. I'm like,
so we would say "so it is" in English, but we wouldn't use it in the same context. So we would say it in the context of, "Oh yeah, you're right." So if you told me, "Oh, it's raining outside," and I couldn't see I had my back to the window. And then I turned around to the window and I looked out and I was like, "Oh, so it is." Like, and you're right.
They would go, "It's raining, so it is."
But they would add it onto the end of their sentence automatically.
I love that though.
And I wonder why it is. I love it as well. It's dreamy.
And I can just hear this old man going, "So it is."
It's like, which is another example. But that one, I don't know where that's come from. And then another example would be like, if we were having a conversation and I was telling you something that somebody had told me, I might say,
I think I know this one.
So I might say, "Never you mind," she said to me. Like, said she to me. So if I'm telling you that somebody said me something, somebody said something
and this is when they go, "Said I to her."
Yeah, said I to her, or said she to me.
Yeah.
That's very, like, you wouldn't
I love it, though, because it matches the very lyrical language, and it's like a story.
Yeah.
You're telling a story, so you're going, "The dress is purple," said I to her.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. But if we were talking in English, that would be at the beginning of the sentence.
Yeah, I would have said,
"She said to me."
Or I replied to her.
Yeah.
Not said I to her.
Said I to her, yeah, or said she to I.
But it is almost like a story, though, because you would, inverted commas, the dress is purple, closed inverted commas, said I to her.
Yeah, it is. And I think all of Hiberno English comes from the Irish language. I think it's like left over, and they've taken the structure and the way they form sentences from the Irish language and just made it into English. They've like taken that over with them. But I'm trying to think of like examples up north as well, because I said before that I hear people saying those things, and I definitely do. So I've got some characteristic notes here of like Hiberno English, and some of them for me are very similar to what people would say up north. So for one of the characteristics is Irish English has unmarked plurality in nouns indicating time and measure. For example, 2 mile or 5 year. So if you're measuring something, or if you're talking about the amount of time something takes, you would unmark the plurality, so there's no need for the S at the end. So
yeah, but I feel like people up north do that. Oh, it's just 2 mile down the road.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. People up north would say that 100%.
I can hear like my family being like, it's just
2 mile down the road, or that was 5 years ago, they might say. And in Scotland they would do that as well, 100%. And then this is a good one because I say this all the time. It's the word use for the collective of people.
Isn't that very Scouse? Use.
They say it in Liverpool as well. But you would say in Canada,
y'all.
Yeah. But the UK and the Irish version of that is use as a collective, and I say use.
But because y'all is you all, but contracted.
Mm-hmm. And use is
just
I don't know what, because it's not you all, but it means the same thing.
Yeah, but it's you but pluralized. So they decided not to pluralize some things, like 2 mile instead of 2 miles.
Yeah.
And then be like, you know what? We could say the group of you, but we're gonna pluralize and you and say use.
Yeah.
Use going to the pub.
Exactly. Yeah. Use going to the pub, or use fancy a pint. Yeah. Another characteristic of English-Irish is normalization, giving a word or a phrase a noun-like status that it doesn't generally have. So, for example, if I had the doing of it again, I'd do it differently.
And doing is a verb, but they've turned it into a noun of the sentence.
Yeah, exactly. So if I had the doing of it again, I'd do it differently. And that feels very specifically Irish to me. I wouldn't know anybody that.
I feel like it sounds quite northern to me, but I have much more reference to the north than I do to Ireland.
Yeah, that's true.
But it's because had is the verb, doing is a verb that's now noun.
Yeah. But I like it again. I just think it sounds lovely. And then the other example that it gives is what I said earlier about I'm after doing something. So the example they've given here is I'm only after having my dinner. Like I've only just had my dinner. Yeah. Oh, see, I've answered my own question, guys, because on these notes it mentions Scottish English. So I'm assuming the English that they speak in Scotland, even though they have some of the similarities of Hiberno English, is known as Scottish English.
Yeah, or another name. If you know it, let us know.
Yeah, well, I don't know what the other name would be. Scotia or Caledonia? I think Caledonia was the word for Scotland that the Romans called Scotland Caledonia.
I feel like somebody will know and let us know.
Yeah, let us know.
Often uses progressive form of stative verbs.
I was knowing your face.
So it's I know your face.
I was knowing it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Know is a stative verb. It's not running, jumping.
Yeah.
So now they're like, oh, I know. I was knowing is like an action.
Face. Yeah.
It's not an action. What's the last one?
And the last one was what I mentioned before as well. It's as in so it is. It's raining, so it is. I love it.
It's raining, so it is.
It's very, very sweet.
I love it. Right.
So yeah, that's Hiberno English, guys, and that's why whenever you hear an Irish person speaking, don't be saying to them that it's not right, or it sounds funny, or it sounds weird, blah blah blah.
Listen, that's their version of English. Circle moment back to when I was very passionate, being like, "Don't talk to people about code switching."
Exactly.
Every version of language is valid. Slang, Hiberno English, grammatically correct English. Don't ever be like, that's wrong. No, they're being very talented and using multiple streams of language and code switching. And I'm sure they could code switch out of Hiberno English into grammatically correct English if they wanted to.
I'm sure. I'm
so
sure.
First look a moment back to the first
Yeah.
episode.
Oh, it was that first episode.
Yeah, or second, whatever the first episode of language was. So
how funny.
This is what I'm most excited for in the episode.
This is the bit you're excited for, right? So now, guys.
Although I did learn a lot.
I did as well. I think that was interesting. But now I feel like we have to preface this with...
Right, listen, as somebody who has an Irish name, and Shauna is a very easy to pronounce Irish name, by the way Irish names go. However, have I gotten probably every name under the sun? Yes. Shahana. Shauna.
Yeah.
Shona. Whatever.
Yeah.
Anyways, we're going to try pronouncing Irish names. So don't come at me. I know the pain. I really am going to try. And I think I'll do pretty well.
And it's not
at you. It's not at your name. And we're really not trying to make fun.
We're not trying to make fun. We're just trying to...
We're making a fool of ourselves while we try and learn the Irish language.
And we're learning as we go. So give us a bloody break.
But to be fair, I feel like Irish people have a good crack.
Yeah, they do, exactly. So, I feel like we keep apologising or being like, oh, we're just generalising or please don't take it personally. But honestly...
But that's because we want to be an inclusive community.
We do. But also, Irish people are not soft people.
No, but we do...
I feel like a lot of people are going to be watching this like, oh, get over yourself, just get on with it. I'm also not a soft person. I'm not a soft, like... Oh,
neither of us are.
Please
nobody,
apologise
I don't think
to me
anybody
kind of
in their
person.
family is.
No, definitely not. Okay, so you know this one.
Siobhan. Not Siobhan.
No, not Siobhan.
Saoirse.
Saoirse.
I really like this name.
Do you know what it means in Irish?
No.
It means freedom.
Oh.
Beautiful.
Tig.
Tig.
Dang it.
A boy's name.
Tig. Okay, this one is controversial because I know somebody with this name, and how they say their name is not how I've heard it said, because I've heard Kevin and Quiva. So
Quiva is this one, but
Kevin
is the boy's name.
Yeah, and it's Caoimhion.
I think so.
But even then, people are like, "Are you sure it's not Quiva?" And I'm like, "Yeah, Quiva's a girl, the female version."
Yeah, it is, and that's Quiva.
Oisin,
yep.
See? Doing well. I'm going to just jinx myself. Niamh. I love this name.
That's a lovely name. That's easy.
Sinead. Oh. Grainne.
There's a very famous woman from Mayo with this name.
Granine. No. Gra. I know the GR makes the gra.
Or
Graani.
Very close. Do you want me to tell you?
Yeah.
Grania.
I was close.
It was very close.
Grania.
I don't know this one.
Cathal.
Cathal. Yeah.
Cathal.
Not far off.
No, it's just a sound.
Cathal.
Aisling is how I would say it. Like
Aisling. Gorgeous name. I love the name Aisling.
Yeah. I did think I did pretty well.
That was it. Right, we need to get more. I feel like those were quite easy. We're gonna get some different ones.
Yeah, I really like the name Aisling. But in Canada, if you saw that, you would say Aisling, and the kid will be like, "Yeah, my name's Aisling."
Well, that's a name in Canada.
Yeah, I've heard it before.
Really?
Yeah. Oh, you know what little girl's name I really like that's Irish is Aoife.
Aoife's lovely.
Yeah, Eoife or E
Aoi.
Aoife. Aoife.
Yeah. Do you know what I think has helped me? Is Duolingo.
Yeah, telling us how the vowels are pronounced.
Yeah, when you get to know how the letter pairings are pronounced together, it's so much easier when you see them now. You just know.
Yeah.
Do you remember the show that we watched of Am I Irish Yet? Do you remember this? The woman, who was she talking about throughout the whole show?
Blonid.
That's what. Yeah, Blonid. That's what she was talking about for the Clodagh. That is my favourite Irish girl's name.
My favourite Irish girl's name to say is Fionnuala. Beautiful. Emer, I really like Emer. Grania, Niamh. Do you know Leisha is an Irish girl's name? Lovely name.
Mairead. I used to know a girl
I
called
love
Mairead.
the name Orla.
Orla. I've got
It
someone
just
in my family called
sounds
Orla.
nice in your mouth, which sounds weird, but you know what I mean.
Una.
Orla.
I quite like the name Una.
Sheila.
Sive.
Yeah, Sive.
That is a cool name. Sive.
And there's so many names of Irish descent that are much more
anglicised.
Yeah.
Caitlin is an anglicised version of Cotleen.
Yeah.
And the girl on Carly Kewen is called, I think her name's Kate, but she spells it the way that I spell it, Cait. And when they call her, they're like, Cot. Fia, beautiful name. I think Clodagh and Fia might be my two favourite.
I think mine would be Aoife and Orla.
Aoife, and that's so funny because I've got two people. My family, I've got two people in my family both
not
called Aoife
the family
and Orla.
that we share.
On the other side of my family.
Oh, Bridget.
Bridget.
I know that's not. It's very anglicised, but I really like the name Bridget.
Would you call your child Bridget though? I feel like I find it a bit of an older lady's name.
Yeah, little B.
Cormac. That's such an Irish name.
Oh, really
Cormac for a little boy.
Cormac, isn't that the name of a candy bar in Scotland? Cormac Caramel?
No, it's a Caramac, but we have them here as well.
Caramac.
Yeah, they're delicious.
I work with someone named Owain because he's Welsh.
Owain, is it?
Owain. I don't know.
Oh,
we call him Owen at work.
I was on TikTok the other day and I followed this girl called Bethany. She's Welsh.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna put her details on. I'm gonna put her TikTok on YouTube because I love her videos. She's like proper Welsh. Like she speaks Welsh is her first language. She
love it.
Is proper like yes Cymru. Like she wants independence. Like she's full on Welshy girl, and she Welsh is her first language, and she did a really cool video of Welsh boys and girls names, and some of these names
I bet they're stunning.
Are absolutely beautiful. Like there's a Welsh boy's name.
You have to show me after this.
I will. There's a boy's name in Welsh called Ieuan.
Oh,
I'm sorry, but that is so nice. Ieuan.
Yeah.
And there's a Welsh girl's name, which is
I really like how they.
It's lovely. But to English ears, this name might sound a bit funny, but I think it's beautiful. And if I could trust people in this country not to be mean to my child, I would call my child this name, but I don't trust them not to, so I wouldn't. But the name is Nanu for a little girl. Oh, it's so
she would
cute.
describe a little. Fionn,
lovely name, beautiful name. Niall, gorgeous name. Oh, I tell you what, Niall flipping Horan, he is a fitty. I thought because of One Direction, I still think of those guys as super young. I'm always like, they're like 19 or whatever. I found out the other day that I think they're in their some are like late 20s and some are like early 30s now.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, Niall, you're a little fitty.
He is, and his voice. Who is the guy that discovered One Direction? He was also Irish.
Louis. Oh my God, what is his name?
Yeah, Louis. From X Factor.
Yeah, what is his name? Louis Walsh. I cannot believe I forgot that. Oh my God. Louis.
Oh my God, he's 70.
He's 70. He looks like he's... Listen, we like Louis Walsh, but he did give us Jedward, so I don't know how much we like him. Do you know who Jedward are?
Yeah.
Okay.
I forgive him. I think he's all right. He gave us One Direction.
He did give us One Direction, that's true. Rory, that's another Irish name I love.
I really like Rory for a girl.
Do you?
Yeah.
That's lovely.
But if I spelt it like this...
So cute.
There's no way I could trust anybody to say it though.
But
unless I lived in Ireland.
That's the problem. Irish people, tell us how you feel. Do you have to go through your whole life like just correcting people?
Because you know what annoyed me is always having to be like, actually my name is Shauna.
Yeah.
And B, never finding my name on anything. And C, I don't know if it's the accent but anytime I order coffee here, they think my name is Charlotte.
So like I'm not going to look at you.
So like talking, hi, I'm ordering. I'm like,
what's your name, please?
Shauna.
No, see, I don't know if it's because I know you so well, but maybe.
But my local barista, who I see this man every morning, was like, "Morning, Charlotte," and I couldn't tell him. I couldn't tell him.
He was calling you Charlotte for ages,
forever, and he was like, "Oh, my sister's name's Charlotte." Like, oh, I remember that. And I was like, well, I can't tell him now.
Yeah.
And then I went in one day, and the person I was with who was ordering my coffee turns to me and goes, "Oh, Shauna, what do you want for coffee?" And he's like, I was like,
Your
yeah,
name is
sorry,
Shauna.
this person. But I just couldn't break it to him.
That's so funny. Now my name is much, much more common than it used to be. But growing up, I was like you. My name wasn't on anything.
Oh
my
goodness.
name is spelled Caitlin, and I think,
which is how I think of spelling Caitlin.
yeah,
Like when people spell it Kaitlyn, or
the Americans have bastardized it like they do with everything. I've seen them spell it like KATE-LYNN. Like, it's crazy.
Listen, I once taught somebody with the name Alexander, and he had a GH in his name. So
come on,
yeah.
guys, have a little bit of respect at least.
I would say we did very well. I love the names Rory,
beautiful,
Aoife,
lovely,
Fionn, Orla.
Yeah,
they just like feel and sound nice coming out of your mouth.
They do. Okay, we're also going to do another thing that's probably going to offend some people. Now,
This one has nothing to do with me.
Yes, it does. You literally, it's on the last episode. You were the one that was like, I think we should do that.
Yeah, I know. Like,
okay, we're going to do some Irish accents, guys. Now, bear in mind,
I am going to fail and flop on my face at this one.
We obviously not living in Ireland and not hearing the accent every day, we will only know very few amount of accents. I know there are many accents, and I know it's like Britain, even within those accents, there will be other accents.
Yeah, there's niches.
There's niches, exactly. But we're going to try and do the basic, the ones that everybody knows, okay? Which I think are Dublin, Belfast, Cork, and maybe Kerry. I feel like Kerry's got a very distinctive accent.
Yeah. Can I see if you can guess where they're from?
Okay, right, let's do that.
Because I'm not going to have a clue. Okay, right. This is from a news clip of a person somewhere.
Last Saturday. Kerry.
Yeah.
Kerry has got a very, very distinctive accent. I feel like I noticed that they roll their R's, so they would say like County Kerry.
He kind of does that.
Sound County Kerry. But I like it. I like all Irish accents, to be honest with you. There's not one that I don't like.
Yeah, they're all beautiful.
I don't find melodical.
Big word of the day.
What's the next one?
Or is it buried and gone? It is not buried and gone, Ryan. It is not too far away. And in fact, the first job I had when I came back from the Royal...
It's the Belfast accent.
It's the Belfast accent.
Who was that?
Kenneth
Branagh.
Belfast
is where our wee granny was from, so I feel like that's the easiest one for me to do, because I can hear my granny's voice and I just mimic that. And I have to say it, I think it's one of my favourites.
The Belfast accent.
Yeah, Belfast. I like how they pronounce their ow sound, so they would say down and out and no. And there's a famous saying, I'm sure people from the north absolutely hate when people get them to do this, but they would ask them to say power shower for half an hour. And it sounds like power shower for half an hour. And I love it.
Right, you ready?
Yeah, go on. Dublin. Are you alright? Yeah, I feel like...
all I got out of that was little.
I feel like the Dublin accent is the most recognisable.
Really? I feel like the Belfast accent for me.
I feel like the Dublin accent is the one that is, I would say is in the media the most. I feel like it's the one that, but it's the capital, obviously. I feel like people would know the Dublin accent the most. Yeah, if you try and say, I'm going to say the famous saying that everybody in Dublin says now, and you have to try and say it. You say, up the flats.
Up the flats.
Up the flats.
That took so much brain power to figure out how to move my mouth.
And I think, correct me if I'm wrong, up the flats. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think when people in Dublin say up the flats, it's like they're talking about flats as in like council estate. It's like they call it like the flats, round the flats, and I think it's like a statement of like recognizing people that are from the place that you're not from the place that you're from, as in they also grew up on a council estate, and it's like
up the
saying
flats.
up the flats, yeah, up the flats to anyone from Dublin.
Right, you ready? Last one.
Go on, last one.
People aren't like that all around this country. There's fine people.
I know whose voice that is. It's Tommy Tiernan.
Yeah.
Is he from?
Just join in whenever you recognise a word.
Is he from Cork?
Yeah.
Yay!
I really like the Belfast accent. I love them all, but the Belfast accent.
Can you please play the video of just say you won't be long getting frostbite. This kid is about 15 or 16 in this video. It was years ago, and his accent, he sounds like an old man. He's so Belfast. Oh no, he might not even be. But he's from
he's
north.
from Belfast, I think. With his spa bag and his blazer going to school.
Anyway, I haven't much a choice in the matter, but sure.
There's a cool journey to school this morning.
Oh, good, you wouldn't belong getting frostbite.
Classic.
This is why when I sat in the pub in Cork, this very nice old man was sat next to me trying to have a conversation with me. I just kept looking at him like, it is too loud, I am too drunk, and what are you saying?
What you're saying. That's so funny.
But then I would say something to him and he would just nod and smile, so I'm like, well.
He probably doesn't understand what you're saying either. Right.
Is it wheel time?
It's nearly wheel time, but I've got one little more jingle. I don't think we're going to have the jingle this week because I don't think it's finished, so I'm going to sing it. Irish fact of the week.
I almost said day.
So this is an Irish language fact, and it's a very sweet one, and it's a bit of Hiberno English. So in the, I'm sure people all over the island of Ireland say it, but from my experience and what I've noticed, I feel like the people in the West mostly say this. It's a very sweet thing, and this again has also come from the Irish language, but they add "een" onto the end of words to describe something little. So this is a funny example, but I'm going to say it because it's the most recent one that's in my mind. I heard it on TikTok. This kid, this Irish kid, is doing like a mukbang or something, and he's opening his McDonald's and he's talking about what he's got, and he says a little burgerine. But you would hear so cute, isn't it? But you would hear people saying so like they also in Ireland often they would call young boys bucks and young girls dotes. I don't know why. Bucks and dotes. And they might say little bookings or little dortines, like little girls cute. And little boys.
Cute.
And it's very, very sweet. But they would just add "een" onto the end of
the little burgerine.
Yeah,
that's so cute.
It's very cute, isn't it? That's my Irish fact of the day. And I also have a question because there is a town in Ireland called Skibbereen, and my question would be: is that something to do with does it mean like little
and
town?
Little something?
Is it like little place or little town? If anybody knows that, comment down below. Tell us, please. Yeah, you know what it's time for, guys. Dun, 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 dun. The wheel. Right, so as Shauna said at the beginning of the episode, this is our last language episode.
Yeah.
But I'm excited because it means we get to spin the wheel. And whatever it lands on next, that's going to be our next subject matter.
We have preferences.
Yeah, she wants... Oh, yeah, say what you want.
I want food so badly.
She wants food and drink. And I would like food and drink because we're going to do snack wars.
Yeah.
But I also wouldn't mind... I still want stories, mythology and stories, guys. That's really... I would love, love, love it to land on that.
Yeah, I'm okay with festivals.
Yeah, that would be a really good one because there's some very cool Irish festivals.
Yeah, mythology and stories. I just want food. I can't even find food and drink. I just feel like snack wars.
Snack time. Ready, go.
I'm gonna move it and not be able to see what it is. Oh.
Customs.
Okay.
Don't be disappointed. It's a good one. So we're going to go away and we're going to do lots of research on Irish customs. We're going to find...
one of them is we got to talk about hospitality in Irish 100%. People.
We are going to talk all things customs. We're going to do our research and we're going to come back to you guys with lots of juicy, fun topics. Information on customs.
Woo.
Woohoo! That was it. But like, comment, subscribe, listen on Spotify, Apple Music, Amazon
Follow us
Music.
on Instagram.
Follow us on Instagram. Follow us on TikTok. Where else?
Twitter.
I keep saying Twitter, but I haven't tweeted anything yet. Twitter perplexes me, guys, and I don't really know. Is it the vibe anymore? Is anybody even on
really
Twitter now?
Twitter. I was never part of the Twitter sphere. I don't really.
Me either, but Elon Musk has taken it over now, and I think everybody's boycotted it and hates it, whatever. But please, please, please interact with us.
Keep downloading
And
the episodes.
the most important, please subscribe. We want more YouTube subscribers. We have 5, and we're incredibly, incredibly grateful. But we'd love to, get some more interaction. So yeah. Thanks so much for listening, guys. We'll be back next week with a topic on customs, and yeah, see you soon. Shanae.
Shanae.
Bye.
Bye.